96-year-old former Nazi death camp secretary flees elderly care home hours before trial was due to begin and remains on the run. She is charged with 11,000 counts of complicity in murder.
Here's a summary of the article.
A district court in Germany has issued an arrest warrant for a 96-year-old woman due to go on trial on Thursday on charges of complicity in murder at the Stutthof death camp during World War II, court officials say. Irmgard F., who prosecutors say worked as a secretary at the camp from 1943 to 1945, left the elderly care home she is living in on Thursday morning by taxi and went to an underground station, a spokeswoman for the Itzui District Court said. DW's Louise von Richthofen, who is at the court, said that the announcement of the woman's disappearance came as the trial was about to open. If they find her, they will bring her to court today, read the arrest warrant, and they still have to determine whether she is fit to stand trial, von Richthofen said. Her trial, if it takes place, might well be the last trial for Nazi crimes in Germany. It is due to take place in a juvenile court, as the woman was aged just 18 and 19 at the time of the alleged crimes. People, many of them Jews, died at the Stutthof death camp.
This post received a score of 9,700, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Greater than police arrested the defendant a few hours later, a spokeswoman for the state Itzehoe court in northern Germany told The Washington Post. The officers will take her to a court that will decide whether to jail her, despite her old age, for fleeing the hearing, or guarantee by other means that she will not skip the next one in October, court spokeswoman Frederick Milhofer added. Looks like they caught her shortly after.
She could be dirty after all that running, might need a shower.
We got a runner, on a walker.
What's the average foot speed over uneven ground for a 96-year-old?
North African or European?
Was she carrying coconuts? I'm French and agree it's highly relevant to the problem at hand.
Then probably 4 or 4. The answer is 44.
Weird to see 96-year-old and fleas in the same sentence.
She's 96 years old. She's probably moving as fast as SpongeBob when his shoes were untied. How do you let someone that old get away?
She took a taxi.
Damn, if only she was a little smarter, she could have been paperclipped.
She should have built rockets to bomb civilians in London. Then she would get buildings named after her in Alabama.
Looking at you, Von Braun Civic Center in Huntsville. After we're done tearing down the Jim Crow Civil War statues, we should rename the buildings currently named after Nazis.
I fail to comprehend why there is a case in 2021. She has acknowledged complicity in 1954. Why was there no case then? 66 years have passed.
Because if she was prosecuted in 1954, they'd have to go after almost every officeholder in the German government and military.
So, does it make more sense to only go after the ones that live 60+ years?
For the record, I think that the Western powers should have gone after far more Nazis and Nazi collaborators in the years after 1945 than they did.
The Allies were too busy trying to limit the Soviets at the time. Spending a ton of effort and jailing half the adults in Germany wasn't exactly a good use of resources.
I don't really know how to feel about this if I'm honest. On the one hand, we have one of the most horrific crimes committed by a state. That crime involved thousands upon thousands of people across multiple countries. On the other hand, there are so many examples of people who escaped punishment through legal means, such as through legal amnesties such as Operation Paperclip, people who were involved in the use of slave labor, who were completely absolved of their crimes, while someone who was involved in no decision-making, who simply performed administration activities, is held to a higher standard than those who used slave labor. I can understand targeting those who made decisions. I understand targeting those who were involved in the inhuman conditions, the beatings, the torture, the maiming, the killing.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.